Welcome everyone, this is Todd Rowan with Rewards.com. We're here today to do an AMA for the Dash community. We're very excited about the project that we're bringing forward here. I've been in the loyalty and rewards industry now for about 17 years. Started my first company about 15 years ago. We have built complex loyalty programs out for the banks, the airlines, companies like Bank of America, American Express, American Airlines, Marriott, Intercontinental Hotels. Needless to say, we've been around the block for a little bit. My partner met Ryan, I guess it was last fall. And as we got into discussions with Ryan and started learning more about Dash and Dash's goals of being a payment solution for retailers, it made sense for us to work together to come up with a solution to provide a full retail and loyalty payment solution. So where you can go out and spend your Dash and earn rewards currency in return as you're shopping at retailers. One of the advantages that we have is we have access to a lot of retailers. Being in the industry so long, we formed relationships with over 7,000 merchants and a lot of partnerships throughout the year. So we'll leverage those partnerships as we come in and develop the solution and bring this forward. The AMA here is going to run for about an hour. So feel free to ask your questions. If you miss answering, if we miss answering any of your questions, feel free to email us at questions@rewards.com. So right now I want to take an opportunity to introduce a few of our team members that will be working on the project. If you guys can come in here real quick. So we have Linda, we have Tyler, and we have Hamdan, and James, and Jeremy is around here somewhere. So say hi, everybody. So we look forward to the AMA. Feel free to ask us anything. I mean, anything you want to ask. So we're here, and let's go live and get this going. Hi, everybody. This is Todd again. We just finished the AMA and we had a little bit of a technical issue when we started it, and as a result we actually did not end up getting it recorded to post it. So what I'm going to do is James is here. He's going to go through all the questions that were asked. We have all the questions from the AMA, and I'm going to re-answer those so we can post this video up for you guys. All right, James, what do we have?
All right. This one says loyalty programs are often gimmicky. How do you think this solution helps provide a better customer solution?
Well, so loyalty programs are not really gimmicky, but they're challenged a lot of times because the currency doesn't have real value in it. And as you create a program and you put real value into a currency, it changes the whole dynamics of the program. Most programs, I mean, the average American's registered in 29 programs. They're only really active in about 4 or 5. As a result, most of the currency that goes out in the market, which is trillions and trillions of points and reward points and dollar values of reward points, virtually gets unused. So by turning it into a cryptocurrency and using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, we're able to actually instill real value in the point currency, which does some really great things for the programs. It helps lift some of the liability off the programs. Some of these programs carry upwards of $3 billion. Like Delta Airlines carries almost $3.2 billion worth of liability on their corporate books. So imagine if you eliminate even a small portion of that, 5–10%, has a huge impact over their financials overall. So I think cryptocurrency is one of the best use cases for for loyalty and the rewards industry.
All right. The next one is the solution exclusive to Dash?
So the proposal that we have out is exclusive for Dash. What we want to do is incorporate Dash as a payment option in addition to fiat. We met Ryan Taylor, I think my co-founder met him last fall, and in understanding what Dash was doing and what their fundamental goals were in being retail payment focused, we realize that the two organizations and the two directions of the currency is really on the same path. So we're not only retail, but we cover a broad range of things. But Dash is a payment solution, we're a reward solution. So part of the partnership in getting this is to be able to really establish a full payment and reward solution, for merchants and programs.
All right, and then this one says, does Rewards.com share consumer information with third parties?
Okay, so Rewards.com has never shared consumer information with third parties. And our long-term goal, although it's still currently centrally managed because we manage our own data systems and have our own databases of consumer data, what we want to do is, as we establish our own blockchain and our own protocol, is we'll move that off to where that really becomes the custody of the consumer. And the consumer has with their digital identity, they have full control over their information and how it's shared and how it's utilized. And there's no one organization that has a vast amount of consumer data. Each consumer controls and owns their own data. They can choose to share it with a program or a merchant partner or not. But we also need to be able to provide those programs and merchant partners the demographic data so that they can be able to do the marketing that they want. So they can market just to the digital identity of the consumer without having to have full access to the consumer information, their email information, their address, their phone numbers. And that really helps protect the consumer from programs and retailers that really sell this information in the secondary market. Because the last thing I really hate it where I share my email address with somebody and a week later I'm getting spammed like crazy, and I know it came from that that retailer or that program I shared my information with. So we want to really eliminate that. And I think overall in the industry that's also been recognized. Some of my counterparts in the industry have already been looking at ways to give consumers custody and control of their data, but they're still doing it in a centralized manner. They're building a data system that they own, that they manage, that consumer data goes into, that they quote don't share that information, and consumers technically have custody of their data. Well, the big problem with that is if that data system is breached, well, they've lost all their data, or if they mishandle that data like Facebook did, they can lose a lot of data. So we want to try to eliminate with that by really giving them custody with their digital identity based on our blockchain and protocol.
Okay, and will there be hardware required for the merchant?
No, there's no hardware required for the merchant. This is a software solution for them. There's a couple different ways that we engage the merchants. The first is with a widget, which they can install on the website. The second is at the point of sale, which we can use our mobile app to be able to execute a transaction. There's two ways that happens. It either happens by the merchant, incorporating a QR code where they can display to the consumer that the consumer can scan with their mobile device, or it can happen with their traditional rails if we're tied into the gift card and the payment rails providers in the marketplace. So we're able to execute a transaction. Basically, you take our mobile app, if you're in, say, Chili's, and it's $12.50, you plug that into the mobile app and say, pay with my Dash, or pay with my fiat, or pay with my reward currency, and it'll put up a barcode on the screen, show that to the merchant. They'll scan that on the register, and it'll go through their normal rails.
All right. The next one, should your proposal pass, would Rewards.com users be able to pay with Dash to shop on any partner merchant site that ships to their country and then still receive the discount points offered to people who pay in traditional currencies?
Yes, so our whole point is to drive traffic to the merchants. Our contracts and our agreements with merchants is about driving traffic and driving sales and business to those merchants. So whether you spend Dash or you spend fiat, you're going to earn reward currencies as the bonus. and then you can come back and spend the reward currency. So we have many merchant partners that we work with all across the globe, both U.S. and international.
Okay. Is Rewards.com helping support Dash, and have you done anything to promote this project?
So we're doing a lot of different things to help promote Dash. Right now we have an offer on the current Rewards.com site. Now this isn't the site that's going to relaunch here in October. That's our full site. It'll be completely rebranded, new look, new feel. But right now in these pre-stages we're offering for people that come in and use Dash as a redemption option. They'll earn an extra $10 in Dash after their first purchase. So all the consumer has to do is come in and register on Rewards.com, select Dash as their payment option, put in their Dash address that they want to receive their currency, and when we do the next processing, if they've qualified for the $10, we'll give them the extra $10 in Dash.
Does this mean that Dash will automatically...
Actually, before you go on to that, that was one of the promotions. We have we're actually getting ready this weekend. We're going to NASCAR. So we're sponsoring 6 NASCAR races. We have our own Rewards.com car, which is obviously featuring Rewards.com, but we're also featuring Dash, on the car and talking about Dash and promoting Dash, around the circuit there as well. And then there's a lot of other things that we've started to do to incorporate Dash into our marketing.
Okay. Does this mean that Dash will automatically be accepted at your 7,000 plus merchants?
So not all the merchants will ultimately be able to accept it, but many of them will. So merchants, such as Staples, The Gap, Lowe's, any of them that we have ties into the payment rails with, we can work with those merchants, and essentially there's no friction on the merchant side of things. We're handling all the exchange of crypto on our side, so everything that we do in the merchant is still in fiat. So think of it as a points program. Today in a points program, when we work with a merchant or a partner, when you go to redeem those points, that works through their current channels and their current systems. You go out and you earn 1,000 points as you go in to redeem it. You go into that merchant. We will allow you to use our mobile app to do the redemptions. So you can go in, again, like I said, you can plug in what you want to pay for, how you want to pay for it. So many of our merchant partners will be able to accept this right out of the gate, and that's part of our core mobile app that we're putting out.
Okay. What is the long-term plan for Rewards, and is this only a U.S.-based program? So
the long-term plan for Rewards is we're broken up into really 2 phases right now. This first phase we call our currency phase, and it's really about the currency aspect of it around the rewards ecosystem, and the circulation of currency throughout rewards. Long term, we'll build our own blockchain protocol out there, which does a couple different things. Programs will basically engage that protocol through a series of APIs. They'll become reporters of transactions to that protocol. The protocol will manage the consumer profile, the demographics, the account data, but it'll give the marketers access to demographics that they need to be able to market to and a global base of consumers. Rewards.com will be the first Genesis program of that blockchain, and it'll bring in 1 to 2 million consumers into that blockchain, and then we'll start bringing in other programs. We're already in discussions with additional programs to be able to bring them into that protocol, and we actually have a lot of interest of partners, everything from we're actually talking to some cities that want to create a currency around their city and state. There's a couple new cities that are actually coming up that are very interesting. We hope to be able to talk about that very soon. But we also have some of our traditional merchant partners that are starting to talk to us about how to utilize that protocol, and they want to actually be part of those Genesis programs that are initially engage that blockchain.
What will be the primary marketing strategy?
So primary marketing strategy, this is a digital universe for us. So we found over the years that most of the most effective marketing is through email, different social media channels, retargeting, ad retargeting. So most of our funds and money will be focused in those areas. We will do events like we're doing with NASCAR, which is a great event. You've got a 100,000 captive audience, watching your car go around, for 3 hours. So that's a good captive audience, for us to, introduce the programs to. We found that, radio and television, these days is a lot less effective than what it used to be. And it's still extremely costly. So we tend to shy away, from those markets, but there may be a point in time that we utilize some of those markets to do some introductions.
When are you going to start your ICO, and what are the dates?
So we are wrapping up our token sale. We've got probably about. I expect that we'll close everything out this month. We're on track to have that done. I've had great support from the community, and actually, the whole pivot into cryptocurrency from traditional points and reward systems, which we made this pivot last year, and has been really amazing. When we first decided to get into it, and actually I think it was the point that we met Ryan for the first time. We went to a conference and really just kind of feeling out the market. We got ourselves a little booth and put up a banner. Our attorneys, said, well, you can't really say a whole lot, so we didn't have a lot of a white paper. Actually, didn't have a white paper. We just had an abstract and kind of an idea of what we're doing. Didn't have a presentation. And the reception that we got from the community was incredible. And it was actually a lot more than what we expected. And that really solidified in my mind that this is the direction we need to go with rewards and the platform, and we need to be in this market. We need to help the crypto market bring this out to mainstream. And I think rewards is one of the few projects that can really help introduce this to the average consumer in a non-threatening way. If you think about it, consumers are already used to earning points in reward systems, and if they earn that currency and keep it within the ecosystem, it's really no different than a point that they work with today. So it's an easy introduction for them. They don't have to think about how do they set up a Coinbase account, how do they buy Bitcoin, how do they trade that out into an exchange for Dash, or do these other things. It's a very easy introduction. We'll give them a simple path to take the rewards currency out into the market, or if they want to swap it within our environment for Dash, we'll allow them to do that. So we can ease them into the crypto market. So we're very excited about that, and I think that for me, we made the pivot last year, but I've been familiar with cryptocurrency now since I guess 2013. A good friend of mine got me into the market. He actually called me up that December and said, "Hey Todd, I just bought this thing called an ant miner, and it's mining this stuff called Bitcoin, and it's really great, and you got to start doing it." And so I like most people, I was like, "Yeah, I really don't understand this. What is this?" And it took him about 6 months to talk me into buying a bunch of miners, which I finally did and put into my data centers. And they started mining Bitcoin, and it was awesome. It was paying for the data center. I was mining them just as quickly as they were mined. So of course, I wish I kept them now, but it was really great. And I always wondered, how could we incorporate crypto with loyalty and rewards? And we really found that last year, as we really took a deep dive into the crypto market to understand what's going on with altcoins, understand what's going on with the whole market and where it's trying to move to, that we really realized that it's the perfect fit for loyalty and rewards programs. And we're very excited to have this in the market.
How will you handle refunds for customers of merchants, i.e. Hotels.com, if they paid in Dash?
So if you go into merchant and you pay with Dash, So say you go spend $100 of Dash today, with one of our merchant partners. You use our mobile app to make the payment. Well, we're essentially buying back that currency from you, and we're doing all of our settlement with the merchant partners in fiat. So what's going to happen in that is if you return that product at a later date, the merchant's going to refund the $100 of fiat. That's going to become $100 of Dash, of whatever Dash is at that point in time. You can think of it like you've taken your Dash out of the market, you've put it into Tether, and then you're buying it back into the market. There's really no other way to execute a refund like that, considering that our prices of our currency can change. They can go up, they can go down.
All right. Can customers buy rewards tokens at any time with Dash to be spent on your site? And then is Dash Core, also in the same question, is Dash Core Group subsidizing the bonus you are giving for spending Dash on your platform, or is this a new proposal you submitted?
Okay, so let me answer the second half of that first. Okay. No, Dash is not subsidizing the Dash that we're giving away with Rewards.com. That's $10 in Dash that we're giving away to promote and bring the Dash community into Rewards.com and get them to engage rewards, do some of their everyday shopping there, earn a little bit of cryptocurrency. We call it shopping, shop, don't mind. And I think that helps the entire community out, because it allows somebody to get introduced to the cryptocurrency, to earn cryptocurrency, again, like I said, in a non-threatening way. They don't have to think about all the underlying technology and all the things that you normally would have to do to engage cryptocurrency.
Okay, all right. How many businesses can you use rewards with in store?
So, like I said, many of our merchant partners, you can use. You'll be able to use rewards in store through our mobile app. So the in-store transactions happen through our mobile app. The mobile app allows us essentially to buy back the rewards or the Dash currency from you at the spot price at the time, and settle with the merchant in fiat. So you'll take the mobile app in store, whether you're doing an earn transaction or a redemption transaction. Say you're in Lowe's, you're buying $100 worth of lumber. You're going to plug in your $100. You're going to hit pay with whatever currency you want to pay with. Dash, fiat. If you're paying with fiat, it does have to be backed by a credit card, or your rewards currency, and the app will show a barcode on the screen, which you show to the merchant, and they'll scan that or type in the code, and it'll clear their system like a normal transaction for them. So there's no friction on the merchant part in that, but they can also integrate closer. They can do a closer integration. That's part of the APIs and the things that we're developing here for you guys.
Okay, so could you still earn rewards if you physically go to the merchant, and if so, how?
Well, so I think we just covered that. The mobile app is for earn and redemption. That's going to be the in-store mechanism for you to earn and redeem. We do have integrations for the merchants and the APIs that are deeper integrations, but there's essentially three levels of integration. There's the non-friction one, which is the mobile app. They can do a mobile app which actually integrates with their payment system that lets them actually clear the payment in a different fashion, or there is online widgets that they can incorporate into their website.
Okay. And will you be incorporating instant send?
Yes, we'll incorporate instant send into the platform as well.
Good. Easy. How does the merchant manage the earn and redemption process?
Well, again, I think we're covering this pretty well here. Is that all happens on our side? So all the magic happens on Rewards.com side. Essentially, we're a buyer of currency. Not only do we buy the reward currency as the reward currency goes out on the market, Everything we do with our merchant partners is funded. So as you make a purchase with a merchant, that merchant is already paying us a commission for that transaction that took place. It averages everywhere from like 3 to 20%. Electronics and stuff maybe a little bit lower. But it's a wide range. So we have some merchants that you can earn up to 20% back in the form of cryptocurrency. So that's already funded. Basically, what we do is we go out to the market and buy that currency back from the market at the current price. So if you've earned $10 worth of rewards, we go out to the market, buy $10 worth of rewards currency back at that day for you, give that to you as your reward, and then you're free to leave that in the ecosystem or take it outside of the ecosystem, whatever you want to do with it. And the same is with Dash. So you can bring Dash into the ecosystem and then spend it at our merchant partners anywhere that rewards can spend, and vice versa.
Okay. All right. So will you be able to earn any other cryptocurrencies besides Reward and Dash in the future?
Right now we're not looking at any other cryptocurrencies, and part of the reason is Dash is focused on a payment solution, and it is a retail payment solution. It is a payment currency. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, they're not really payment solutions. Bitcoin may be a store of value. It may be if I want to transfer funds from one person to another, it's good for that. It'll never make a full retail solution. Certainly doesn't have the transactional speeds to be able to incorporate any type of real-time payment solutions. So Dash is really the only currency that I see currently out in the market that has a good solid chance of being a solid payment solution and a digital payment currency and being that digital cash. So that makes sense for us, and that's why we are looking at partnering with Dash and why the Dash relationship is very important to us.
Okay. Does this new proposal of yours lead to Dash becoming spendable at all your merchants as long as the customer has your mobile app on his time at the time of purchase?
Yes. So this proposal, helps us integrate Dash into, everything that we're doing from a payment solution standpoint, and it helps us, move this, into our market so that Dash is a payment solution right alongside, fiat. So a consumer can select Dash or fiat as their payment solution, and we all know in the crypto side of the world, people that are using crypto and trading crypto, they want to be able to spend it and want to be able to use it. So they're going to move their crypto into Dash. They're going to bring it into our ecosystem. They're going to take it out and buy their vacation package. They'll buy their stuff at Lowe's or Staples or whatever it is they need at the time. So this will facilitate them being able to execute those transactions.
Do you expect to submit further proposals in the future?
So further proposals in the future. So, oops, sorry about that, guys. Let me turn that off. There's no more proposals that we'll be submitting on creating these apps and integrating Dash into our mobile apps and payments. There may be some proposals that we submit in the future as we look at our marketing and how we're pushing this out into the market. But those proposals are going to be more focused. And they'll be, as such, it has to be a marketing program that benefits both, Rewards and Dash, and really helps that engagement. So we'll be able to really drill down and determine what type of engagements we're going to bring in with our proposals. Most people know is everything with marketing is trial and error. So we continue to try a whole variety of different things. We test pilot a lot of different things to figure out where the consumer engagements are. And as we discover those and we want to bring more consumers in, there may be some proposals out to jointly do some promotions to bring more consumers into both ecosystems.
Okay. What if a merchant wants a turnkey system for their own cryptocurrency? Would that be something Rewards could offer them?
So that gets into our second phase. So we talked, that this first phase is our currency phase. The second phase is our blockchain protocol. So that protocol is an open source protocol for programs to be able to white label a cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency won't have a tradable value. It'll trade through the root currency, which is the rewards currencies. Hey, guys, sorry about the technical difficulty that we had. Sometimes when we're doing things live, it doesn't always go quite right. But I'm glad I got a chance to put this out there for you. I hope I answered all the questions. If there's something I haven't answered, email us on questions@rewards.com. We'll get it answered for you and get it posted up. So one thing I didn't do in the live thing that I want to do is give the Dash community a big gong. So in rewards fashion, we like to gong things when they're exciting for us. So it's exciting that we're working on this relationship with Dash. We're very excited about it. So go Dash. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.